there everybody, so this video is on how to make your leather carving pop using dye, paint, resist, and stain. I like to use Viwed's Pro Dye because it gives a nice even color. And after it dries we can get to work. I'm using an Angelus dye pen here, and I mix it up a little bit using Angelus dye pen and Angelus paints. I really like these paints and discovered them only recently. This isn't really a painting tutorial, but I wanted the wolf's claws and teeth to be a little yellow, so I did a little yellow base and then whitened them up. Now when you're planning on putting a resist onto your leather that will protect the paint and dye you've put on your project, and then using an antique to fill in all the cuts and grooves that you've made, remember that when you're painting, you don't need to get all the way down into those cracks. It's not necessary. You're just doing the top level. So you're going to see here that there's obviously space between my paint and dye where there's a cut mark that's a lighter color. And because of that, it looks a little odd. Once you've got all your painting and dyeing done on your project, you've got to choose a resist. So what I had been using for a long time was saddle lac, which is super glossy, but it was working out fine. I wasn't using any paints, I was just dyeing different parts, which was very tedious, and then putting a saddle lac resist on, and then using an antique on top of that. So the saddle lac works fine if you're using dyes, because a lot of people do paint with dyes. But what I found out was that since I hadn't used saddle lac with acrylic paint before, it decided to discolor the acrylic paint, which kinda sucked. But it's all good, I was able to fix it up. I also didn't show you me spraying with it, but it doesn't really matter. But you can definitely see the discoloration there. It looks like a sickly gray-green wolf. I used the saddle lac this time because I felt that people watching this video would have easier access and ability to use it. This is what I usually use, the Angelus matte finish. It's an acrylic finish and works out pretty well. I decided to antique this anyways, because I'm going to fix it up after. But once you've put your resist on and it's dried, you smear antique all over it. Even the places where there's no carving, so you get a nice even color. And then wipe away the excess. And if you've done it right, you end up with this. So you can tell where all the recesses, carvings, and grooves have dark brown in them now, and it really blends the whole wolf together, instead of having those light cuts. So now I'm just going to quickly fill this all in with gray again. I'm going to put the Angelus matte finish into my paint gun, turn my air compressor on, and spray it down. After it's dried, I'm going to once again put an antique finish on it, and it'll blend those very edges of gray a little bit and make sure everything looks nice and uniform. Well, there you have it folks, all done. Thanks for watching, and be sure to hit that like button if you found this video informative. See you next time.